Hello students, welcome to the video lecture series of Artificial Intelligence. Today our topic is representing knowledge using rules. I am your instructor Bhumin Mandalia for this video lecture series of Artificial Intelligence. See, today's outline, the topics we are going to cover up, that first is introduction, that how to represent our knowledge using rules. Second is procedural versus declarative knowledge, and last is logical programmings. Now see, introduction to how to represent our knowledge using rules. See, till now we have represented each and every facts in terms of logical predicate statement. Till now we have not talked about the how to program those facts, how to prove some fact using given facts using programming. Okay, so that is why in this chapter we shall discuss the use of rules to encode the knowledge. So this is important since rule-based reasoning system have played an important role in terms of evolution of AI. So that is why rule-based systems is very much important. See, for example, let's say if I am having one statement that all men are people, then that all men are people statement must be represented to a logical assertive statement. Then and only then we will be able to conclude something regarding to those statements. So for all men are people statement must be denoted using some rules. So for rule representation, for programming of artificial intelligence, we can use two programming languages. First is Prolog and second one is Lisp. So we consider a set of rules to represent both knowledge about relationship in world and knowledge about how to solve problems using rules. So if you want to solve the problem using rules, then you represent both the knowledge about relationship in world and knowledge about how to solve problems using rules. Okay, so let us consider the difference between procedural and declarative knowledge. So the name of topic is procedural versus declarative knowledge. Let us start first of all a study of declarative knowledge. See, in declarative knowledge, knowledge will be specified. Yes, knowledge will be as it is. Now, one more thing which will not be specified in declarative knowledge, that is how the use of that knowledge will be put up. So, the use of knowledge to be put will not be given in terms of declarative knowledge. Okay. Now, one more thing, that is procedural knowledge. In procedural knowledge, control information that is necessary to use the knowledge will be also provided. Now, what is the meaning of control information? Control information, that means in which type of order my all statements will be executed, which type of logical variables will be used in those statements. All these parameters will be there in procedural knowledge, but it will not be there in declarative knowledge, right? So see, let's say the real difference between declarative and procedural views of knowledge lies in where that control information resides. So let us understand the difference between these procedural and declarative knowledge using example. So man of Marcus, that is Marcus was a man. Man of Caesar, that means Caesar was a man. Now, person of Cleopatra, that means Cleopatra was a person. Now we are having one inferential statement that for all x, man of x, then also person of x. So man of x implies person of x, which means x is man. For all x is man, then x is also person, right? So trying to extract from this knowledge base to answer a question, we want to answer a question that find out there some y. For some y, the person of y should be satisfied. That means we want to calculate, we want to find y so that person of y predicate is satisfied. Okay, so to satisfy this y as a person, we are having total 3 options. So if we want to bind y to particular value for which person is true, our knowledge base justifies following 3 answers. First is y equal to Marcus also, y equal to Caesar also, and y equal to Cleopatra also. Because see, according to that inferential statement that for all man of x is also person of x, we have one more predicate satisfied for Marcus and Caesar, both of them. man of X, then person of X. So Marcus and Caesar were men. Okay, so can we say that Marcus and Caesar were person also? So all these three persons are satisfied for the value of Y. But in logical programming, we always want some unique value of a variable. Okay, so if we view these assertions as declarative, then they do not say anything about how they will be examined. So if we view them procedural way, then they do. That means declarative is not having any control information, so it will not be able to specify that how these all statements will be executed, but in terms of procedural they do. So for example, if we specify these assertions that in the order in which they appear, okay, so they always execute in terms of DFS manner. So if they execute in DFS manner without any additional information in the manner in which they are specified, then my final answer will be what? Cleopatra. Okay, because if we go from top to down, the Cleopatra is a last person which satisfies my query, that person of Y. Okay, so my answer will be Y equal to Cleopatra. Now see, for example, if we consider our statement in somewhat a different manner, that is man of Marcus, man of Caesar. Now last two statements of these logical assertive statements are swapped. So they are, let's say, for all X, man of X is also person of X, and last is person of Cleopatra. So these last two statements are swapped with each other. So for declarative answer Y is equals to Cleopatra, we are having answer Y equal to Cleopatra, but for procedural manner Y equal to Marcus answer will be there. Now why our answer will be Y equal to Marcus? So this happens because for all X, man of X to person of X, rule satisfies Y equal to Marcus first. Okay, so Marcus is the first person who satisfies the criteria, the inferential statement that for all X, man of X is also person of X. So Marcus becomes the first person to satisfy my query, person of X, right? So that is why if our answer depends on the order, that means the control information is provided, then we can say that we are viewing our knowledge base in terms of procedural manner. So in procedural manner, our order also matters. So if we swap these last two statements in our knowledge base, then procedural knowledge consideration will give you some different answer. Okay, now the same knowledge base is considered as declarative manner, then answer will be again Cleopatra, because person of Cleopatra is satisfied in last manner, right? So in declarative representation, it differs with the procedural representation, that control information will not be provided. Okay, so if we consider example of that logical programming, so for example, let us consider some logical statements, then we are going to convert those logical statements into prologue rules. So first statement is for all X, pet of X and small of X, then apartment pet of X. That means they are talking about some animal which is named as X. So X is pet animal and X is a small animal, then we can say that X is apartment pet. Now see, for all X, X is cat and X is dog, then we can say X is pet animal. That means either we can have cat or we can have dog, then it can be a pet animal, so pet of X. Next is for all X, poodle of X, then X is dog and X is small. Now poodle, that means which is one type of dog, and that type of dog is a small dog. So can we say that poodle of X is one type of dog which is a dog, and that is also a small pet animal. And poodle of Fluffy, that means Fluffy is the name of dog which is a poodle type dog, right? Now see, this is the representation using the which type of thing, that is the logical based statement. So those same statements are converted now to prologue. See, in prologue, our P to Q, that is P implies Q, can be considered as Q if P. For example, P then Q we can consider. So in Prolog it is considered as Q if it is P. So apartment of X if pet of X and small of X. So and is represented by comma in terms of Prolog. That and will be represented with comma only and only if my and symbol, or we can say conjunction symbol, is available on left side of predicate. Next is pet of X if cat of X. That means the animal is said as pet if it is a cat. So cat of X is pet of X. So our implies symbol is converted to this colon and dash in Prolog rules. Next is pet of X if dog of X. So if we are having two statements which are connected by disjunction, that is or, then they can be easily separated. So they can be separated. So because we are having dog also in form of pet animal, we are having cat also in form of pet animal. Next is dog of X to poodle of X. Now see, in this third statement, this conjunction is available between dog and small. So that dog and small can be converted to logical statement with two different statements, that is dog of X, poodle of X, and small of X, poodle of X. That means if we are having two statements, see, if we are having two predicates which are there after this colon and dash, then we can say that our and is connected on the right hand side of predicate, that is in dog and small. And last will be as it is, that is poodle of Fluffy. Right? So this above representation is called as representation in terms of logic, and this representation is called as representation in terms of Prolog. So these above statements are called as logical representation, and these below statements are called as representation in terms of rules, or we can say Prolog. Okay, getting my point or not? So in Prolog, our conjunction symbol is converted to dash if conjunction is available on left side of predicates, and that same conjunction will be converted to two different statements if conjunction is available on the right side of predicate. Okay, and disjunction, that is or symbol, to have the or symbol also we can have two different statements as we had done in cat and dog. Okay, if implies symbol and all these things are not there, then we can directly put up that statement, that is poodle of Fluffy. Now if I want to find one statement, that means suppose we want to find value of X that satisfies the predicate apartment of X, or we can say apartment pet of X. See, here also I have written apartment in terms of rules. Okay, it is similar as apartment pet which is given in representation in logic. So let us have the question that apartment of X, we state this goal as Prolog, that apartment of X means we want to find the value of X which satisfies our predicate apartment pet. Okay, so to have this bound X is equals to Fluffy, answer is satisfied. Why X is equals to Fluffy is satisfied? Because for X we are having poodle also. Okay, that means Fluffy is a poodle dog. Okay, so Fluffy is a poodle dog, so that is why poodle implies dog and small. So let us satisfy that Fluffy is dog and Fluffy is small or not. So if we go by backward chaining, then we have come to know that if X is poodle, then X is, listen everyone, then X is dog and X is small. Right? Poodle is dog and poodle is also small. Okay, so poodle is dog and poodle is small. So can we say that if it is dog, then definitely it will be a pet animal. So can we say that our first statement is satisfied, that is pet of Fluffy. The second statement, that is small of X, is also satisfied because dog of X and small of X. Okay, so poodle is dog also, poodle is small also. Dog is as a pet animal we have already completed, and small of X is already there. So if my animal is pet animal and if it is small animal, then we can say it is apartment pet. So here as an X we have satisfied that these bounds X equal to Fluffy, since Fluffy satisfies all conditions provided in rules. So this type of query can be asked in Prolog to answer. right? So if you want to program using Prolog, then you must convert all the given statements in terms of logical statement. Then and only then you will be able to bound those logical statements to one particular queried answer, right? So this is the conversion of logical statements to rules and its application. For this we can use Prolog in terms of programming language, right? So thank you for paying your attention. Thank you, students.